Saturday. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego with the beautiful Karina, my beautiful wife from Venezuela, here in beautiful Florida, northern Florida in the Panhandle. And we started the live stream 3 minutes early just to see who's paying attention. You guys know what time we start, normally 6 p.m. Central Time, but I started it early. We hope everybody's doing well. We hope everybody is getting their K1 visas. And Newfowl just jumped on the live stream. He's the first person on the live stream. Hi, Diego. How are you? Newfowl, we are good. We're doing good. We are hanging out here in beautiful Florida. And I got a full Mountain Dew. I don't know where's the camera. I got a full Mountain Dew ready for the live stream. So we're ready to go. I'm just waiting for all your questions so I can answer your questions for free. So you don't have to pay an immigration attorney thousands and thousands of dollars. And I'm not an immigration attorney though. I've got 9 years of experience doing this K1 visa process. 9 years of experience, and K1s, K2s, green cards, tourist visas, spousal visas. And Newfowl said, I passed my knowledge test to get my driver's license. Congratulations. That's great, Newfowl. So yeah, that's a lot, and that's a big test right there. You got through that part. Now you just got to get through the driving part, and that's easy for you, I'm sure. April Flower, hi Diego, got an interview. What's next? Well, you got an interview. What's next is you get all the documents together you need for the interview. You got to schedule your medical exam. You got to get the medical exam done before the visa interview. You got to do your biometrics before the visa interview. You got to have all your documents together for the visa interview. The original I-134, your birth certificate, a copy of your birth certificate, your passport, your police certificate, your sponsor's financial documents, tax returns, tax transcripts, W-2s, 1099s, and pay stubs, bank statements, and letter from the boss saying where you work. Get all that stuff together. Adolfo Sanchez, good evening from Juarez. Finally, we turn in all our documents today. We have our final appointment tomorrow at 7 a.m. Congratulations, Adolfo. And that's 7 a.m. Mexico time, right? That's a good job. Get it done. You've got this. Newfowl, but because of my I-94 expired, they told me I should bring them the work permit so they can give it to me. They kept my permit with them till I show them either the I-94 extension or the work permit. Just wait for the work permit. Get your EAD document, and they will accept that as a temporary green card so you can get your driver's license. Okay? So congratulations. And don't forget to take your EAD document to the Social Security office so that you can update your Social Security number. Not that the number doesn't change, but you can get it made basically indefinite now with your EAD. Intrinsic. I don't know why I still can't get my temporary password sent by the GCI site after I click my forgot password. I have called the embassy in Lagos, which is in Nigeria, yesterday, and they told me they sent me the password. Well, if they sent you the password, then you got to find it. Maybe it went to your spam account. Newfowl, what does UID mean? I have no idea what UID means. I haven't got a clue. It's got nothing to do with immigration as far as I know. Ranger G. Martinez. Hi, Diego. How many days do I have to wait after my NOA2 letter to notice the MVC? I have NOA2 February 25th, and my NOA2 expires. No, it doesn't. Your NOA2's, even though your NOA2 letter says it expires in 4 months, as long as you send an inquiry to the National Visa Center, check in with them, ask them for status on your case. Where's your case number for your beneficiary? Doing that MVC inquiry, that keeps your NOA2 letter from expiring. When you get the in transit and the welcome letter and the ready status from the embassy, your NOA2 letter has been automatically extended by the U.S. consulate at the embassy. So relax on your NOA2 letter. So what I would do is I would send in an inquiry probably 60 days after you get your NOA2 letter. Intrinsic, please, how long can I wait for interview appointment but tired still not getting an appointment? Got to keep looking. Got to keep looking, keep looking day after day until you get an appointment. Immigration isn't a quick process. It's a slow process. It's slow. It's like immigration is like you're in the left lane on the interstate, and you're trying to go 75, and there's some idiot going 55 in the left lane blocking all the traffic, right? And you're trying to go 75, and you can't get any faster because of this idiot blocking the left lane on the interstate. That's how it feels for you, but you will get your appointment. You just got to keep looking. Jai Reese, good evening. Diego and Karina, what's going on, Jai Reese? How are you? How's your family? Ranger G. Martinez, thank you, Diego. No worries, Ranger. You've got this. You can do it, okay? But what I would do, Ranger, is wait, 60 days, send an MVC inquiry, and then your NOA2 letter gets extended by the U.S. consulate it's automatic. I got Karina's, let me see here. So I got the Venezuelan flag. I got the United States flag flying. The Venezuelan flag was a gift from Karina's friend in Venezuela. Jasmine, if you're watching, there's the Venezuelan flag that you gifted to Karina. David B. Hey, Diego, Mexico Embassy already got back to me from my inquiry last week. Very good. They said it's in their appointment scheduling queue, but not ready yet. There you go. Any thoughts on a timeline for this? I would say 6 to 8 weeks. Thanks again, David B. No problem, David. Jairis, all is well. My family is great. Thank you. Great news, Jairis. We're happy to hear that. Sandesh Patil. Hi, Diego. My wife is an American citizen. Does she require a copy of her birth certificate for the I-485? Your wife is an American citizen, so you are the beneficiary that came to the United States and you got married, and your wife has to prove U.S. citizenship. She can prove U.S. citizenship with her birth certificate, with her U.S. passport, with a naturalization certificate, with a certificate of birth abroad, etc. So if your wife's an American citizen, does she require a copy of her birth certificate for I-485? Well, if your wife's an American citizen, she's not going to file a 485. She's not going to adjust status if she's a U.S. citizen. She's already an American. The I-485 is for the foreign national to file for a green card. Adolfo Sanchez, Diego, one more question. Okay, Lieutenant Colombo. Fiance got her medical results done yesterday. Today we found out that our K2 has TB infection. Would it be a problem for us to get the visa approval tomorrow? The K2 is going to have to start treatment for the tuberculosis. I'm not a doctor, okay, but I believe it's isoniazid is a tablet that you take every day, which is to block TB. It basically encases the TB, active TB, in the lungs and then turns it into a negative, neutral, inactive TB. So the K2 is going to have to start the treatment. How old is the K2? It's up to the civil surgeon, his opinion. The civil surgeon will make the final decision on the K2 with TB. Okay? It could be a negative. It could be a negative, a positive. Get a chest X-ray. Get a second opinion. The civil surgeon has to make that decision. But it's not going to stop the K2 getting the K2 visa. Okay, but it may not be right away if it has to be treated first. The TB is going to have to be treated first, and then it has to come back with a negative. But you got to get the civil surgeon to write a letter saying that the K2 is under treatment for TB, and it's not going to be a problem. That's what I would say. My opinion. Talk to the civil surgeon. Jason Mabry, hello, Diego. I lost my job today. Already had an interview for a new job. Will time on job affect our approval? No. You don't have to tell immigration. Will the last job income be used at the interview? Yes. Bad timing for this before K1. Jason, when you fill out your I-134, your declaration of financial support, You're going to provide your last tax return for 2022, assuming the K-1 visa interview is before April 15th, 2024. Okay. And then you're going to fill out your I-134 with your new job and your new income. Get a letter from your boss saying, I work here now. This is how much I make. And you'll be good to go. No problem. Immigration don't care if you change jobs. They just care that you make money. That's all they care about. No foul. Thank you for letting me know. I had no idea about extending my social security number. When can I do it? Do it when you get your EAD document, your employment authorization document, new file. Go down to the Social Security Administration with your, make another copy of your I-94, bring your passport, bring your EAD document, and extend your social security number to indefinite, to legal permanent resident. Right now, it's only good for 90 days. Okay? Now, Karina doesn't need an EAD document, an employment authorization document. We're just going to wait for her green card before she starts work. But I'm going to apply for the EAD document because then she can take that down to the Social Security Administration and update her name to my last name and indefinitely extend her Social Security number. Camille 1, hi Diego and Karina from Boston. How are you doing today? We are good, Camille 1 from Boston. How's the weather in Boston? Hopefully it's not too bad. And I know that Francois Livingston just jumped on the live stream. Good evening, Diego and Karina. Now Francois is in upstate New York. So I know it's going to be colder in upstate New York than it is in Boston, but I could be wrong. Good to see you, Francois. Thanks for stopping by the live stream. Sandesh Patil, thank you for clarifying. No problem. How about the W forms? You need W-2s. Do we submit all W-2s for all part-time jobs as well? Yes, you do. The W-2s, when you filed your taxes in 2022, if you had, I don't care if you got 5 jobs, you're going to have 5 W-2s. Those 5 jobs and those 5 W-2s, all the numbers on those W-2s, the income on all those W-2s must add up to the final income on your 1040 on, I think it's part 9 of your tax return. What's your total income for 2022? Well, it was this much money. And I had 5 jobs. So you're going to have 5 W-2s and all those numbers on the W-2s, you add them up, you get your calculator, right? You get your calculator and you go, okay, W-2 1, second W-2, fifth, add up the W-2s, and all that income must add up to whatever is the final statement on your 1040, your tax return. That's what immigration is going to do. Immigration is going to add up your income on the W-2s. They're going to compare that to the total income on your 1040, and then they're going to say, here, you're good to go, assuming that's above the threshold. Jason Newfowl, thank you so much. You're good. Newfowl. Jason Mabry, thanks. Good. Still waiting on embassy in Ghana. Yeah, Ghana's slow right now. It's slow. Ghana's slow. Okay, but they're getting there. They're getting there slowly and slowly. They're getting there. All right. Just be patient. That's the secret. And Camille 1, it's 30 degrees today. Woo, 30. It's 63 degrees here in Clear. And the big Karina just showed me the moon. We got the moon out tonight. It's total full moon. It's really pretty. Rambling Man Kaya Dan finally got in touch with the Manila Embassy. That's in the Philippines today. They don't have our K-1 yet. I've told them in the transit was January 30th. Is there any way to track it in the mail? Nope. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time sending an inquiry to MVC. Now you're going to wait for your K-1 visa could be in Singapore. It could be in South Korea. It could be somewhere in the back of a 747 DHL cargo plane. So just wait for your ready status from the embassy in Manila. Okay? Just wait. Put your feet up on the desk. You drink a Mountain Dew. Oh no, there it is. Drink a Mountain Dew, and wait for your ready status. Okay? I want to drink. I'm getting the drive-through already. So, Rambling Man, put your feet up And wait for your ready status. Come here, one. Look at that super chat. High five. We give a Mountain Dew salute to Kamir One for that awesome super chat. And that is definitely breakfast for Karina and I at Hardee's. She loves the big breakfast platter. And I think she likes the bacon better than the sausage, actually. And I do kind of too. And thank you for that super chat. We appreciate you. And in Rambling Man, Kaya Dan, LOL. Okay, waiting for Mumbai Embassy to contact me. Mumbai. I thought it was Manila. Which country, Rambling Man? It's either Manila, Philippines, or it's the U.S. consulate in Mumbai, India. Come on, let's clear this up for everybody. Everybody's on pins and needles now, wondering where Rambling Man's K1 visa went. Did it go to India or did it go to the Philippines? So anyway, Camille One is cold. I'm sure it's cold. Boston, 30 degrees. I don't know. I can't deal with it. I'm cold at 60 degrees. I got the heat on at 60 degrees. I just got my gas bill. The house is heated by gas. And this winter, I'm turning in Bogota, Colombia. My gas bill was $8 a month, $7 a month. My gas bill this month was $97 because I was turning the heat on. Rambling Man Kayadan, it's in the Philippines, but was making a joke. It went there. God, I got you. Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. Come on now. It's going to the Philippines. It's going to be either in Mumbai, South Korea, or Singapore. No, it's not going to be in Mumbai. It's going to be either in South Korea or the Singapore where they do the plane transfers. K Messenger, hola Karina y Diego. Espero ustedes esta super bien greeting from Mexico. I can't pronounce that word. Tayeco, whatever it is. It's 75 degrees and sunny here. Just hanging out with you guys, waiting on a medical exam and interview. Thanks for the channel. It's your channel, everybody. It's your YouTube channel. You know, I know how to do this. I don't have, Karina's here. In about 9 days, I'm going to file for her green card. Well, she's going to file for it. It's her green card, but I'm going to send it. And on February 29th, we're sending her green card off to Chicago. It's not going to be in the house anymore. I got some more bills that came in this week with her name on it and my name on it. That goes into the green card application. We got some mail today, yesterday. Karina got some mail from the bank. Oh, she got some mail to Karina Ross right here. I took a copy of I made a photo of my phone, of the envelope with my phone. I printed 2 copies, one for the green card application and one for when we lift the conditions off of her 2-year green card. Remember, you're going to get your green card, guys, but you got to keep planning for your 10-year green card. So you've got your 2-year green card, okay? That's an ankle bracelet. That's like it's like you're on probation. They put an ankle bracelet on you for 2 years. And the U.S. government wants to know where you are, what you're doing, what's going on. Are you still with your American citizen sponsor? 2 years, immigration wants to know what you're doing. And then after 2 years, you lift the conditions off the 2-year green card and you apply for the real green card, which is the 10-year. Then you're good. Okay? So that's how it works, okay? Francois Livingston, I can't wait to come on the live chat and tell you and Karina that we got good news. Yeah, Francois, your NOA 2 letter is going to be this summer, okay? I'm saying by May or June. It may be earlier. They're getting quicker and quicker. USCIS are processing NOA 1 to NOA 2 in 9 months. 9 months, 10 months. It's no longer 12, 15, 18, 20 months. It took us almost, 14 months, right? Can't see a mess. It was like 14. It was 14 months from NOA 1 to NOA 2. But we knew that they were, we know the process. I didn't worry about it. I just put my feet up on the desk, put my feet, whoop, that's my hack. I'm like this, I'm waiting for an NOA 2 letter. I wasn't sweating it. It's just patience. And Karina was in Colombia and I was in Florida. And we did the live streams. And then Karina was like, man, how long is this going to take? I said, it sucks, right? It's a long time. But we got it done. And then in next week, next week in 9 days, 8 days, today's the 21st. So in 8 days, Karina's going to file her green card application. And Francois, it won't be long. You'll get your Anyway 2 letter. Jason Mabry, I was wondering what Karina might think of the Cuban, Puerto Rican, Spanish. Well, we were in Miami. We flew from Bogota to Miami. And I rented an SUV in Miami. And it's a 10, 11 hour drive to our home here in Santa Rosa County. And I'm like, let me do a quick pit stop at the gas station and ask somebody where I-94 is. On I-95 north. And I went into this gas station and I said, hey guys, I got a question. Can you tell me the quickest route to I-95? And the person was like, no habla inglés. Yo no hablo inglés. Lo siento. Aha! You don't speak English. Karina said he was Cuban. I said, okay. So I said, look, dude, I can speak Spanish. And I repeated the question in Spanish. I said, where's I-95 north? He's like, man, this guy speaks Spanish. And he's like, I don't know. I said, okay. And then he points to this lady that I guess the manager who was running the gas station. I went over to her and I asked her in Spanish, what's the quickest way to I-95 north? And she said, well, and I asked her in Spanish and she's kind of like, her eyes were like big plates because here's this, American gringo asking a question in Spanish. And it's like, they're really surprised. And she said, well, make a right and go up here. And I'm like, okay. So anyway, Cuban Spanish is like to me, Spanish is Spanish. But to Karina, she can tell the difference between Spanish in northern Colombia, southern Colombia, northern Mexico, southern Mexico, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. When I was in Colombia, we're on the Transmilenio, on the bus, sitting down on the bus, and these people were talking. These two women were talking in the aisle. And Karina said, they're from Venezuela. They're from Northeast Venezuela. I said, what? How did you know that? She goes, I can tell from the accent. They're from Venezuela. And then we were on the bus. We were on the Transmilenio. And people were talking behind us. And Karina said, oh, they're from Medellin in Colombia. I said, you know what city they're from by their accent? She goes, yeah, I can tell. So, but to me, Spanish is Spanish. I couldn't tell you. But for Karina, she can tell the difference between dialects and locations. So what does she think of Cuban and Puerto Rican Spanish? She thinks it's great. It's Spanish. Communication is the key, right? You got to be able to communicate with each other. Sandy Reen Forever. Hello, Diego. Thank you for the great explanation. Is my husband required to do a medical exam all over again? He had one completed prior to the entry in the USA. Let me answer that question for you, Sandrine Forever. Yes and no. Immigration officers at the Chicago lockbox or the Phoenix lockbox, wherever you send your green card application, immigration officers are asking for medical exams. They're looking for USCIS form 693 with vaccination documents. My recommendation, some of them are, but not all of them. So it's like you're throwing the dice at a crap game in Las Vegas. My recommendation is, even though you had your medical exam in your home country, Karina had a medical exam in Bogota, Colombia, right? It was in November 8th of 2023. So it's still good within 6 months, right? Her medical exam expires on May 8th, 2024. But I got no proof that she had it. Where's the proof? I got no proof. So I took her to Pensacola and we redid the medical exam with a civil surgeon approved by the State Department. I paid him $175. He redid her medical exam. He certified her vaccination card and put it in a sealed envelope to immigration. That's going in the green card application. Do I need to do it? No, probably not. But yes, probably yes. It all depends on the immigration officer in Chicago. Okay. So in order to avoid an RFE, which would slow down her green card application by 2 months, I just redid the medical exam, and I just, sucked up the money. That's $175. Okay, I'd rather pay $175 and save 3 months off of an RFE on her green card application. To me, that's a better deal. Immigration isn't cheap, guys. So hopefully that's sounding forever. Here's what I would do. I would repeat the immigration medical exam with a civil surgeon, whatever. It can't be that much money. I don't know where you live, what state you're going to be living in, but that's what I would do. I just repeat it and include it in your K1 visa, in your green card application. That way you know for sure you're not going to get an RFE. Would my medical insurance cover it? You need to call your insurance company. Tell them, hey, I got to get a medical exam. Make sure that he is on your medical insurance, and then I'm pretty sure it will cover it, as long as you've paid for him to be on your medical insurance. But ask your doctor. I don't know. Call the office where you have your health insurance. I just paid for it. Karina's got full health care with my military retirement. She's on full maximum health care. She's covered 100% plus. Okay. Would they pay for Karina's medical exam with the civil surgeon? No. They won't. Okay. It's like it's not something that must be done. It's something that I recommend you do. So you need to ask the secretary at your medical insurance office and see if they'll cover it. I don't think they probably won't. K Messenger, we are traveling with a cat as well. Did Tokyo stay in his kennel the entire trip? Plane ride, the 12-hour drive. Just interested in the logistics of Tokyo. Okay, K Messenger. Tokyo got in his little maleta, in his carry case. No food. We didn't feed him for about 4 hours before the flight, so he doesn't throw up or have an accident in his carry case. It's a 4-hour plane ride from Bogota to Miami. Okay. Tokyo made it from Bogota to Miami in his carry-on case. Didn't throw up. Didn't have an accident. Was totally sleeping the whole way. We got to Miami in the airport. We walked. We carried our luggage to the rental car place, and I rented a big SUV. I think it was a big Jeep Cherokee. And then we let Tokyo run around the parking lot on his little leash in Miami airport, in the parking lot. He was safe. He didn't want to do any back. He didn't want to go to the bathroom. He didn't want to eat. He's like, put me back in my carry case, okay? Are we home yet? Are we home? Okay, we're not home. Put me back in the carry case, please. I don't want to be looking around this airport in Miami. So we put him back in the carry case, and we drove 10 hours to our house here. We let him out of his maleta, and he went and Karina set up his bathroom. He went straight to the box and went to bathroom, and then he ate. So he held it for 14 hours, 15 hours, well, almost the whole day. He just held it in. He's a tough old cat. He's a Colombian cat. He's Colombian, okay? He's tough. He's Latino. John A, my U.S. state requires my fiance to have a social security number for us to get married. Is there a way to get around this? Yes, you go to the Social Security Administration with your I-94, your passport, your K1 visa, and you get your social security number. How long does it take to get one if we need to get one? 2 weeks, a week to 2 weeks. That's how you do it. John A, I just saved you, right? I just saved you a big headache. Go to the Social Security Administration office in your town with your beneficiary. Bring her I-94. Bring her passport. Make a photocopy of the I-94 because they're going to take it from you. Make a copy of her K1 visa and get her social security number. Wait for it to come in the mail. They'll mail it to you from Baltimore, Maryland, and then you can go get your marriage license. And now what state is that? Because that is absolutely insane. That's like pure insanity that the state would do that to you. Okay, because you're under a time crunch of 90 days to get married. So there you go. You can get your social security number for your beneficiary. It takes about 2 weeks, but you got to do it you got to be proactive. Go get it done. Rambling Man, Kaya Dan, how does U.S. travel docs work with K2s? I guess the welcome letter will explain it. Do they need their own account? No. The K2 is a derivative off of the K1. When you go into U.S. travel docs, you're going to you're going to get access to the country of your beneficiary. Then you're going to file the DS-160, or your beneficiary will file it if she can speak English. You file the DS-160, and then you file another. Once you pay the visa fees, you're going to pay a visa fee for the K1 and then a visa fee for the K2. You're going to file a DS-160 for the K1 and for the K2, and then you're going to submit it to the embassy, and then you schedule the interview. Okay, but you don't have to submit a separate interview for the K2. It's all under the K1 as a derivative. You got it? Ohio. So in Ohio, let me see here. In Ohio, what was okay, I got you. Rambling Man, Kaya Dan, wow, 4 hours. It takes me 34 hours and 3 planes and grab a ride to get to the Philippines. Yeah, it's same for my dad lives in Thailand, okay? And he said it's about that for him to fly to Thailand. And he asked me to go visit him in Thailand. I said, forget about it. I'm not flying on a plane for 34 hours. Ro Figueroa, look at that super chat. Woohoo! A salute to Ro. Oh, you can't. There's the camera. I got to learn how to do this. I'm not a camera person, okay? Saludos Diego and Karina from Puerto Rico. Going on my 6th travel to Cartagena. Beautiful. I love it there. NOA 1, August 2023. Muchos saludos y benedicciones. Ro Figueroa, salute to you for the super chat and to go back to Colombia. They got fantastic restaurants in Cartagena. Karina and I, we ate at all these different restaurants in the historic part of Cartagena. The food was fantastic and the price was fantastic. You know, I tell you what, I miss the food. I miss Cartagena. I miss Cucuta. I miss Bogota, but I don't miss the altitude and the weather. The weather sucks. The altitude's too high for me. I can't stand being at 10,300 feet. But the people are fantastic, and the food is fantastic, you know. So anyway, when Karina's an American citizen, we will go back to Colombia for vacation. But first, we're going to go to England, Inglaterra. Primero viaje Inglaterra para vacaciones. First, England. She wants to see Big Ben, Tower of London, and maybe the Crown Jewels. And we're going to go there first. So, John A., go ahead and get that social security number. Okay? Let me see here. And Sandirina Forever's in Ohio. Rambler Man. Yeah, that's a long plane ride, Rambler Man. 3 planes, 34 hours to the Philippines. Whew, that's what my dad says about flying to Thailand. Sir Sandirina Forever, Gato Colombiano, exactly. Tokyo is a Colombian cat. He's tough. He's like, okay, I'm going to be in this cat carry case in an airplane. I was on a bus, then I was in a taxi, then I get on an airplane, then he was on a train at Miami Airport. He rode the train because we had to go from this terminal to this terminal, and then from there, I rented a car. Tokyo's tough. He got here to the house. He went to the bathroom and then he went and ate, and then he explored the house. He's like, okay, so this is my new castle. All right, let's see what's going on here. And Ro Figueroa, gracias, muchas gracias para super chat. Gracias. Adibola Aditunji, thank you for what you do. Hey, no problem. Someone's got to do it, right? Immigration attorneys are charging you a fortune. They mess up your paperwork sometimes. USCIS have written a process that's so difficult to understand. You got to have a PhD in philosophy to understand the USCIS K1 visa process. So what I did with Karina's idea, what I did was I took everything and I simplified it to a 10th grade level so I can understand it. And now you guys are benefiting from the information, and I like to do it. I like to see people getting helped. John A., New Jersey. There you go, New Jersey. So New Jersey, what, it's got the highest property taxes in the whole United States, right? California, New York, and New Jersey, they got the highest property taxes in the United States of America. And you would think they would try to make life a little easier for people that come into America legally, right? It is what it is. So go ahead and get your Social Security number from the Social Security Administration, get it done, and then go get your marriage license. Go tomorrow. Tell your boss I got stuff to do tomorrow. Jason Mabry, I was asking about the Spanish dialect because I speak Castilian Spanish, Texas dialect, Tex-Mex. Spanish is Spanish to me, man. She will have a kick out of our accent here in Texas. There you go. I love Texas. You don't have any state income tax. It's a beautiful state. It's the second biggest state in the Union of America. Alaska is the biggest state. Texas is the second biggest state. And it's a free state. You don't have a state income tax, but your property taxes are absolutely insane. Okay? The only thing stopping me from moving to Texas is the property taxes. All right? But I love Texas. I've been to Houston. I've been to Austin. I got a friend that lives in Austin, Texas, and his biggest complaint is the property taxes. I said, well, you know, you chose to live there, but Texas is fantastic. Adibola Aditunji, do you know what this means on USMC appointment portal? You have exceeded the limit for viewing this page, and your limit will be reset tomorrow. Yeah, you tried to, it sounds to me like you tried to schedule a visa interview more than 3 times. You can only do it twice. If you try 3 times, they're going to lock you out for 24 hours or 48 hours, depending on the country. So you gotta, if you're looking for a visa interview, go on the portal, maximum of twice a day. Don't go past twice, because then you're going to get that message. And you're welcome. Raul Figueroa, Puerto Rico and Cartagena looks very similar, weather, food, Spanish heritage, etc. Yeah. Puerto Rico and Cartagena, they both were you know, the Spanish basically created those places. You know, the Spanish created Puerto Rico. The Spanish created Cartagena. The Spanish in Cartagena built the Castle de Felipe, which is built like in 1500 and something, you know. So you got that, what's an 800-year-old castle. And Corinne and I, we took a tour of it, and I made a video about the Castle de Felipe. It's on this channel somewhere. I've never been to Puerto Rico. Okay, I'm surprised I didn't go there after I spent 20 years in the Navy, but I never went there. But hopefully in the future, it's close, I can take Karina there for a vacation. And Cartagena, we'll go back there for the food, but we're not going to return. We are not leaving the United States of America until Karina's a U.S. citizen. We're not going to do this advanced parole. Hopefully my green card doesn't get a security check, blah, blah, blah. She's going to have a U.S. passport in her hand when we travel outside of these continental United States. K Messenger, most do it for money. You guys do it to bless others, and a big difference. Thank you again. Yeah, no problem, K Messenger. We don't do this for money. We do this for you. Whoever gets on the channel gets an opportunity to hang out and get to learn something for free. An immigration attorney is going to charge you, I think someone told me $450 for a 5-minute conversation. That's insane. The K1 visa is not hard to do. You just got to decipher it. Immigration write it in such a way that it's complicated, like on the I-129F, like on the adjustment of status, on the some of the wording is so complicated. So what I did was I uncomplicated it for you, so you don't have to pay an immigration attorney to do this. And if you have any questions, you can jump on the live stream and ask me. And 99% of the time, I know the answer to the question. But if I don't know the answer, I'll tell you I don't know, but I'll find the answer for you. Now there was a lady, I think her name was Shibu or Sheba, and she didn't schedule her K2 visa interview. She's a K1 derivative. She's a K1, but she didn't schedule her K2, and she didn't include her K2 when she filled out the DS-160 because she didn't have her child's passport. What she needs to do, if she's watching, is all she has to do is pay the visa fee for the child and submit the DS-160 for the child, and that covers it because the K2 is a derivative of the K1. Translated by immigration speak, that means the K2 piggybacks off the K1. So if you got a K1, when you got your NOA2 letter and you have K2s, isn't it the child's name's not on the NOA2 letter? When you got your NOA1 letter, the child's name's not on the NOA1 letter. It's nowhere to be seen. Where is my child or children? And you start panicking. Well, they're derivatives and they're all included under the K1 umbrella. So when you get to the point where you get the in transit, then you get the K1, you get the packet 3, packet 4 email. You schedule the visa interview for the K1, pay the visa fee for the K1, then you pay the visa fee for the K2 and submit the DS-160 for the K2. But it's all included under the K1 interview. Now, Shibu, I can't remember, she's from Nigeria or somewhere, Kenya. I think she's from Kenya. And she's like, I can't schedule a K2 interview for my child. It took me 3 months to get the K1 visa interview. You don't have to. Take your child to the K1 visa interview with you, but bring with you the child's passport, birth certificate, the DS-160, and the MIRV receipt saying you paid for the visa. Now, the DS-160 is a free form. You don't pay for the DS-160. You don't pay for that. It's free. You're paying for the visa interview. The K1 visa gets put in a passport, right? That's an expensive process. So you have to pay for it. But the DS-160 is a free form, okay? I wish that lady would get on the live stream because I can explain that to her. Because she's panicking, saying, I can't find a date for my K2 to schedule the interview. You don't have to. Bring the kid to your K1 interview with her passport, the child's passport, and the MIRV receipt, the DS-160, and you're good to go. That's how it works for a K2. So if you file a K1 visa, Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor, when you fill out the form I-129F, make sure the K2 is included on the I-129F, the child's name, date of birth, place of birth, all that jazz. You're going to get an NOA1 letter once you submit the K1 visa. The child's name or children's name is not going to be on the NOA1 letter. Don't panic. Relax. Then you get your NOA2 letter, like let's say 8-9 months later. The child's name or children's name is not going to be on the NOA2 letter. Don't panic. It's all good. The child is included as a derivative, as a piggyback. When you get to the ready status and you pay the visa, when you schedule the K1 visa interview, you only schedule one interview for the K1. You bring the K2 with you to the interview, but you got to pay for 2 visas. The K1 pays $265, the K2 pays $265, and you fill out 2 DS-160s. Bring all the, and that's how it works. K Messenger, also your uniform looks great together. K Messenger, I boosted l'Europa. Thank you. We've got our clothing attire down for live streams now. We figured out what's the best because of the light primarily. So this is what, and then there's a Venezuelan comedian named George. What's his name? ¿Qué nombre? What is it?
George Harris.
George. Okay.
George.
Okay.
Harris.
George Harris.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. George Harris is a Venezuelan comedian, and Karina likes to watch him on YouTube, and she loves watching him on YouTube. And he always wears this black outfit kind of stuff every show. So because I figured out it's because of the lights, and we got to have all these lights on us so you can see us. Otherwise, you'll be talking to, we'll be in a, you won't be able to see us on the live stream. So we're wearing black, guys. And thanks for the positivity. Remember, this is the positive channel. Okay, this is the place to be for positivity. There was somebody came on here to the last live stream and said, MVC doesn't send out welcome letters. That's the fact. I'm like, yes, they do. They do. Some embassies and some medical doctors in countries overseas, they won't schedule the medical exam without the welcome letter. And I love it when he says, that's the fact. And then I asked him, I said, well, what's your source? Who told you that? And he wouldn't tell me. I'm like, dude, I'm still waiting, you know. S. Suarez. Hola, Diego y Karina. Un gusto saludarlos de nuevo. Thank you. Felicidades de mi parte. David. Okay, so we met you guys. We met you guys in Bogota at the medical exam. Karina was having her medical exam, and you were having your medical exam on the 9th floor of the doctor's office with at the same time Karina had hers. And you were trying to extend your tourist visa in Colombia because your tourist visa was fixing to expire, and you couldn't get a visa interview for the embassy in Bogota. I remember, and you were trying to get a visa interview, and I helped you through the stress of it. And then we got to meet up with you in Bogota at the doctor's office, and everything worked out. And now you're in Texas, if I remember, right? You guys are in Texas. Lee Kirkula, waiting and waiting and waiting. Come on, Lee. Waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. That's how it works in K1 visas. But it's getting faster, guys. The process is speeding up. Okay? It's getting faster and faster and faster. And by 2025, the turnaround time for everything, hopefully, is 12 months, not 15. It's about 15 months right now. But it's going to get faster and faster. I told you that a year ago when I was in Bogota, Colombia. I said to you guys it's going to get quicker in 2024. JS, big question. Un grande una pregunta. My fiance had a medical exam in Bogota, but not the vaccines. Now we're in the process of the adjustment of status, but in the civil surgeons, doctors don't do just the vaccines. They do the whole exam again. That's good. You want them to do that. You want them, what can I do? Do the whole exam again. Get it done. Suck it up. Pay the money. I paid for Karina to have her medical exam completely redone in Pensacola. She had her medical exam in Bogota, Colombia, just like you. She went to the 9th floor of the medical exam in Bogota, Colombia, just like you. Okay? So what you got to do is just repeat the medical exam, get a whole new 693 filled out and signed by the doctor, get the vaccination certified. He will give you a sealed envelope. Include that in your green card application. And then you won't get an RFE. Forget about the medical exam in Bogota, Colombia. That's history. Now you're going to get a new one. I recommend it, guys. If you listen to me, if you listen to what I say, you're going to come out of this. It's going to cost you maybe a little bit more money for the medical exam, but you're not going to get an RFE from the immigration. You got to please immigration. Tuan Benson, there is a new form I-864. Okay, just beware. That's good news. I will check that out tomorrow. JS, what can I do? Get a medical exam done. Tuan Benson, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Ross from Miami. What's going on, Tuan? We love Miami. My brother was in Miami a couple of days ago. He took a cruise out of Miami. I don't know where he's going. He texted me he was in Naples, Florida. Then he was on the Tamiami Expressway, or whatever it's called. Then he was in Miami. Now he's on a boat somewhere on a cruise liner sailing to the Caribbean. Francois Livingston, woohoo! Said a Mountain Dew salute. Where's the camera? A Mountain Dew salute to Francois. Can't say thank you enough, Francois. We appreciate the super chat, Francois. You're keeping us in Karina and I in Mountain Dew and Hardy's Big Breakfast. She loves the big breakfast of Hardy's, guys. Maybe I should take her to Crystal's and try the breakfast there. So, JS, go ahead and repeat the medical exam. Just give them your credit card. S. Suarez, yay, we are in Texas now doing all this adjustment of status process. Excellent news. JS, Tuan Benson, in Miami. There, and then Twan Benson says there's a new form I-864. I'll check that out. K Messenger, what was the cost of the medical exam, U.S. versus Colombia? Well, the medical exam in Colombia was a full-blown medical exam. Cost me $400, including chest X-rays and an extra vaccination. The medical exam in Pensacola was $175 because that was just a physical, just to review her, the general well-being and to review the vaccination documents. That's all, just a review. Okay, asked her questions, but they didn't draw any blood. It wasn't an intrusive exam. It was just a review. So there's a big difference in the price because there's a big difference in the process. Twan Benson, fiance interview Friday 23rd, so we could use a little prayer. We got you. Twan, you got this. God is in control of this whole process for us. I don't know about you guys. I mean, you all have, it's not a religious channel. You got your own religions and we support everybody's religion. We don't discriminate. We support all you guys. And whatever helps you get through this process, we're here for you. Okay? And we're going to pray for Twan and the fiance's interviews on Friday. Woohoo! Get it over with. Get it over with and get through the scary visa interview. So come on, give me some questions. Francois, we appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. Okay. We really do. We appreciate those guys. Like I said, we do this for free. You could spend $4,000 on an immigration attorney, or you can jump on the channel and learn how to do a K-1 visa for free. And then once you've watched the videos that we made for you guys, if you have questions about the videos, jump on the live stream and ask us questions again and keep on. I've lost count. We've helped so many people. S. Juarez, Diego, in the employment form, are the K-1 visa holders a C9 category? I don't know. That's a good question. In the employment form, are K-1 visa holders a C9 category? Are you talking about the EAD document? The employment authorization document. That's what you're talking about, right? I filled that out for Karina, but I left it blank because I don't know. I'll Google C9 and see if that's what it is. C9 category. I'll check that out. I want to make a note of that because I don't know. K Messenger. Approximately how many hours did you work preparing for the change of status into green card? I've been working on it for a long time. It's probably that in hours, probably 10, 12 hours of work. Because you got to go over everything. You got to make sure there's no errors. You got to go review, make sure there's no problems. Make sure there's no typos. Before you mail your adjustment of status paperwork to the lockbox, go over the whole package again. Make sure there's no errors, no transposed numbers, no errors in the spelling of names, no passport numbers mixed up. Francois Livingston, this is a repeat question, but you have made a video on what happens once NOA2 is received. Am I right? Yes, I did. Yes, I have. I made a video. What happens when you get your NOA2 letter? Well, what you're going to do is you're going to look and first thing you're going to do is you're going to read it and it's going to say, oh, I've only got 4 months on my NOA2 letter. Don't worry about that. Okay. Don't worry about that. Because when you send inquiries and when you schedule, especially when you schedule the visa interview, the U.S. consular has automatically extended your NOA2 letter to the day of the visa interview. Karina's NOA2 letter expired September 15th of 2023. Her visa interview was November 16th, 2023. So September, October. So her NOA2 letter was expired by 2 months by the time she went for her visa interview in Bogota. Did immigration care? No, they couldn't care less. Because the visa interview was scheduled, and here was Karina at the embassy. So the consular officer extended the NOA2 letter in the computer for Karina. That's how it works. So C9 category, C9 category, and the new form for the let me see here, for the affidavit of support, right? There's a new format. So I'm going to check that, see what's going on with immigration. Okay, guys, I'm gonna log off now. I don't want to log off, but honestly, I've got to you know, use the restroom. I guess you would have to say that in a very polite way. And I would rather use the restroom in the bathroom. So I will do another. Let's see, what day is it today? KDO or I mean, today's Wednesday. Maybe I'll do another live stream tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's Karina's driving lesson. She's gonna go on her driving lesson tomorrow. And then I'll come back and do a live stream because I cut this one short by about 30 minutes. Okay, Francois, thank you for the Mountain Dew super chat, and we'll see you guys. I'll jump on here tomorrow after Karina's live stream. After Karina's driving lesson. I gotta go to the restroom, guys.